Hello, the word that I have from the Lord today is keep your hands out of it. So when I was reading the book of 1 Samuel 25 and 26, David had been in the wilderness and he'd been, minding his business, but the enemies kept on coming up. And as the enemies continued to come up, he wanted to save Keilah, and he asked the Lord, should I pursue the Philistines so I can, take over and save Keilah? And the Lord said, go ahead and, save Keilah. But then he heard that Saul was pursuing him, and then he inquired of the Lord, and then he said, Lord, is Samuel gonna come after me? And the Lord said, yes, he is. And then he said, will Keilah, the people that I just saved, turn me in? And he said, yes, they will. So he left that place and he continued, and then he encountered Nabal, and the same thing happened to him, where Nabal, he had preserved Nabal's men, and when he asked for help, Nabal turned him in. Not turned him in, but didn't do what he wanted. David had asked for his men to give him food, and he said no. So then you read, as you're reading throughout, you see that David continues to face kind of the same of opposition, right? The same opposition, whether it's rejection, whether it's embarrassment, whether it's persecution. The Lord was training him for when he got to be a king, his heart could be transformed. But what God wants us to learn from this story is that he could have focused on what the people were doing. He could have focused on Keilah and what they did to him, and he could have stood stuck there, but he didn't. He continued, and he could have stood stuck for what Nabal did to him, but he didn't, because his wife Abigail came. And where God wants to focus is on 1 Samuel 25:26 says, and now, my Lord, as surely as the Lord lives, God lives, and as you live, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hands, may your enemies and all who are intent on harming may be like Nabal. So here the Lord wants us to learn that even if we could, because David could, he was going to go up to Nabal and destroy all the men, but the Lord had kept him from bloodshed. And what the Lord is saying to us, even if you have the opportunity to do harm, let me avenge for myself. Thus saith the Lord.